All right, guys, well, welcome back. I know we're excited to get going. Again, we thank you for covering University of Miami football. And Friday night, we get to open the season against FAU. FAU was a game that we thought would bring a lot of interest here in South Florida, and we feel like it will. It'd be a great challenge for us. Obviously, so many kids know each other. It will be real competitive. It should be spirited. It'll be a great challenge for us, and clearly with FAU going to Conference USA and how they played in similar games a year ago, 14-14 at Athens, I think they got our guys' attention, and today was our first practice, and we did a good job. So I'm excited where we're at. We've got a lot of work to do between now and Friday, but we're getting ready to kick it off. So with that, I'll open up to any questions, and we'll get going here.
The one I'm sure you're expecting. Should I even ask it or no? This is going to be your 25th game, and it's going to be the 25th time that you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
As far as the other thing, how are you at the point where it's anger now, Al, almost, or?
Not as angry as you starting off this press conference with that question, Tim. I just think, man, Tim, I hope we have a mature group. I really do. I hope our guys are focused on, just one thing, and that's Florida Atlantic and getting better today. Man, I feel like we did. I feel like we came over here with a purpose. And now all the distractions that may come along with being the first day of school, hopefully our guys will treat them as blessings and not be stressed out about it. If we have to change a class or got to go get a book or all those little things, let's take care of it and treat them as blessings. But, Tim, I really believe our guys are just focused 100% on Florida Atlantic, and they have, trust and faith in President Schella and the AD and our legal counsel, and that we've done everything we can do at this stage.
Now, every year seems to, the start of it has a different feel to it. Your first year, you're putting everything in. Last year, you had a young team. How do you look at this season's team and where you are in year 3?
Well, I mean, clearly we're a more mature team, but I got to be honest with you, it's felt like 51st dates to me now. It's been like, like Tim's question has been coming up for every game since I've been here. So from that standpoint, we're looking forward to that closure and moving forward. But clearly this is a more mature team than we've had. It's a deeper team. It's embraced competition. And I think they look at Friday night as an opportunity to prove to themselves what they are developing and what they want to become in terms of their brand and what they want to be on the spectrum of Miami Hurricane football team. So, again, there's a lot of urgency right now. There's only 14 of these games, and I think our guys are approaching it, in that manner, which is important.
Al, other than injuries, you have concerns about this team heading into the season?
Our team? No, I have a lot of concerns, yeah. You want me to give them to you?
Yeah, please.
Well, I'm concerned, as experienced as we are in the offensive line, we had some injuries, so we're not as deep as we'd want to be, for sure. There's some other positions where, guys need to step up quickly, and then there's some other positions where we're relying on maybe some guys that are mature but haven't been practicing with us a long time, and they need to step up quickly. So I don't think there's any question. There's concerns at a number of places, but again, that's the head coach's job, to worry about that and make sure that we're practicing the right combinations on offense, defense, and special teams, and looking at, leaving no stone unturned. Again, that's my job, but I think it's also a team that's going into the season with a lot of confidence, and that confidence comes from demonstrated performance over a long period of time. There hasn't been a lot of setbacks. There hasn't been a lot of distractions. Everything that we've asked them to do along the way, they've achieved, and now, as I said, man, they work all year for these 14 opportunities, man. What a great opportunity for us on Friday, and I'm sure FAU feels the same way.
Al, I noticed that Chantrell, I know he was the first teamer, I think, last week, and he's been consistent, and he's now the backup. Could you talk about that a little bit for us?
For me right now, we're playing 7 in the game. If Gabwell can make progress this week, there'll be 8 in the game, and there's 5 that start, and but they're all going to play a lot. So if it stays the way it is now, then Chantrell will be the 6th man, Wheeler will be the 7th man, and Gabwell will be the 8th man. But there's a chance that Bunch may be the 6th man, or whoever. So again, they're all going to compete. They're all going to play. there's only 5 that start, and that's the way it is today. And we'll see how they practice, and then we'll evaluate it, and we'll go back to work tomorrow. But
Well-
I don't read too much into it.
Sorry, Coach.
Go ahead.
I mean, he was at the top of the depth chart. What was the difference in a week?
They're competing every day. I mean, they're competing every day, and that's it. At the end of the day, I was asked a question this morning about Rayshawn Scott. Rayshawn Scott, the last 2 days he's been practicing his tail off. So, again, he was not practicing at that level or competing at that level, and now he's starting to turn the corner. I could say the same thing about Denzel. In the middle of camp, Denzel was in a heated battle with Tyrone. And then the last 4 or 5 practices, really started to play at a more consistent level. So, again, I can go down every single one of these battles that's going on. Tight end, the same way. But the reality is, Chantrell generally brings a little bit more fanfare. And but that battle's going on at so many positions right now. Follow.
Could the starting lineup change by Friday?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It might change right now. As soon as we're done here, we're going to go in and watch the tape. And if guys are still getting MEs on things that we put in on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, then certainly we can't go into games with those kind of mistakes.
Is there any update on Gus Edwards?
In terms of,
Has he been practicing?
he's been practicing. Yeah.
Okay.
We're excited about Gus.
Coach, football is an emotional game. Yesterday, Coach Gondola from Cypress Bay got caught on national
Yeah.
TV slapping a player in the helmet. Just your thoughts on that? And is it
Yeah. Again, it's. Are you asking me in general, or asking me to comment on what happened yesterday? Because I didn't see what happened yesterday.
No, in general,
So, just in general. Yeah, again, perception is reality in a lot of situations. So I didn't see it. So I don't want what I'm about to say to you be linked to that. But I don't know if he was just communicating. I don't know if he's got such a great relationship with the kid that that's not really a boundary for them. But in general, we just don't cross that line. It's not appropriate, and as heated as it gets, both players and coaches, there's a line that needs to be drawn and that you can't cross. So again, it's hard for me. I just hope that in Mark's case, that everybody takes into consideration just his body of work. And if it was perceived as a threat to the young man or a manner in which he shouldn't have done it, then I just wish, I hope everybody just take, because we're very much into convicting people on site now, and I would just say I hope everybody considers all the great things that he does when they look at that, because I'm sure Mark's intent was not to embarrass the kid or demean the kid or hurt the kid. Again, I didn't see it, so I don't really know, but it's something that we all have to work in conjunction with the players on.
Now, what's the advantage of opening on Friday, and is it at all a disadvantage that it's traditionally a high school night, particularly down here?
Is it?
I mean, you're on ESPN a lot anyway, so, if
Yeah.
just because TV picked it up, because you get an extra day for week 2?
I don't know. It's because the AD said we're playing Friday night. I said, let's go. I wish I could give you more than that, but they do the schedule, and there's reasons for it. Again, I'm sure the Dolphins had something to do with it. I think there's some high school games, maybe Saturday. I don't know how it all. Again, I'm not privy to that. I know we were going to play FAU to open. I didn't know if it was going to be Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. AD said Friday, and I said, let's go. So at the end of the day. I know there's some games that we're playing at the same time. Again, that's no disrespect to anybody down here. It's just the way it fell for us because of all those 3 entities.
Al, it's your 3rd year, and it seems like the pieces are more in place now than ever before. Are your internal expectations or your goals loftier this year?
Well, I think the expectations have never changed. I don't want the expectations to change. As I said many times, even when we were, going through, all the adversity when it was fresh and everything. Again, I just think the expectations are the reason the kids choose Miami, and certainly why I came to Miami. I want to chase the bar. Leave the bar where it is, and we want to chase it. We want to chase the people that we see on our fence. We want to chase the greatest teams that have ever been through here. But at the same time, we're just trying to build it one day and one piece at a time. And certainly we're excited about where we are, but we have a long way to go to be that kind of program.
Coach, it seemed like the 3rd year when you were at Temple, that's when you experienced a lot of success. You're also in your 3rd year here. what possibly don't we understand about, just being a coach in the third year of the program, what takes place with your implementation of STEAM,
Yeah.
your process? What kind of goes into that, shows up?
I don't, it's a good question, and it's a fair question, and I'm going to answer it as honestly as I can. There is no plan for what's transpired here. There is no plan. And so we had to get unconventional in some areas in terms of recruiting, and we have. And I feel like we've made good choices in terms of that to best build this team. And that's it, really. And so in terms of following a master plan, that plan got torn up, on 2011, August 14. So, we've been really just fighting since that moment, so we're really not in any stage of a plan or anything. We're fighting and we're building, and we're going to continue to build. We have great kids on this team that have bought in. We're getting great leadership. We have a lot of kids that understand what it means to be a great teammate now, and they're following the leaders. And so that's where we're at, and at the end of the day, I'm just concerning myself with the final product, not really how we got to point A to point B, because I think everybody in here could say at some point, hey, what are we doing, or what are they doing, or what did they do? But that's how I feel too, so, it's been that kind of 2 years, so we're just fighting.
What kind of season do you expect from Duke Johnson after a good?
Well, as I said, he's in better condition. He's stronger. He's bigger, and he's playing with a more quiet mind. He's got more experience, so he should play better. He'll do a number of things for us, and he'll play better. He'll play better because the wide receivers should be better. The offensive line should be more experienced, and the tight ends are blocking better than they ever have. And I think he would be the first to tell you that he's got a really good fullback in Mo Hagan's in front of him. He doesn't get enough credit.
Coach, are there any players that during camp, for whatever reason, they walked in without a scholarship, but they do have a scholarship now?
There is, but I have to make sure all the paperwork is complete. Yeah, but you're correct.
Coach, aside from being bigger, faster, stronger, what have you seen from the defense over the last month that makes you feel confident that maybe they won't make some of the same MEs, have the same woes that they did last year? Yeah,
34 penalties and an inordinate a number of mental errors, like you said. I think obviously that would be the downfall of any defense. And again, that starts and stops with me. At the end of the day, I'm the head coach of a defense that had 34 penalties and had way too many MEs. And but certainly, as we came back in the spring, we had only lost, really one starter in Brandon. I think that's correct. Is that accurate? So I think we had like 20 of our 22 coming back. We've added to that group some guys that have helped us with the competition and grow some depth. Again, we're playing faster. We're more mature. We had just too much inexperience last year, whether it's Tracy at corner, Antonio Crawford, Ladarius Gunner, who, although he was a junior college transfer, was playing for the first time, Rashawn Jenkins, Deion Bush. You play with all those young guys in the secondary, you're asking for trouble, and we got trouble. Jimmy's running it really well right now at Mike. I think the safeties are all more experienced, certainly getting us lined up better. So just that alone. I think the other thing, Beast, is, the penalties are a function of lack of confidence. You grab somebody, as a defender because you're not confident in your technique, and that obviously cost us dearly. Simple things like going off sides. Hopefully we'll leave a lot of that in the past on defense, but we are bigger and stronger in addition to that, which is good.
Al, in terms of pass rush, I know last year you guys 13 sacks, and you obviously want to move that number up.
Yeah.
What you saw in camp, are you more encouraged that you guys will be better at that this year?
I think Quan Muhammad has helped us there. Gilbert's going to help us there. Tyreek McCord, who's starting for us on the nickel package at defensive end. So he's kind of a hybrid for us. He can play Sam or defensive end. He'll do a nice job. I think obviously Shan can do a nice job. Chick, Renfro, Porter. So all those guys will be rotating through. And then the other thing is just, when we do bring the linebackers, when we do bring TC and Denzel, they got to play at that speed. You know, both of those guys are 4.5, 4.6. They got to play fast, and when they do come, we got to get to the quarterback.
Al Porter has been a word you always used with him last year was consistent
Yep.
/ inconsistent.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much stayed as the number one guy.
Yeah.
Talk about his evolution and.
You know, he's been fighting a little bit of a back issue the last couple of days, but overall, he's left so many bad habits in the past, and I hope he can just continue to leave those behind and just continue to try to develop good habits and consistency and trust. I'm excited about Curtis. You know, like I said, he needs to have some luck in terms of his health, and I really believe that he will. And I'm excited about, you know, what he's done. He's bought in. He got in great condition. He got stronger and bigger. And again, many times at that position last year, we were playing with 280, 285, and he's 325. Renfro's 320. So we're significantly bigger there than we have been. And I think, you know, he's a big part of it.
Anything on Olsen, Pierre, how he's contributed?
Olsen has been steady. Olsen has been very steady and consistent. And again, he's much bigger than he was last year. 280s last year. He's 303, 305 now.
What have you seen from Denzel this year, and do you see him taking a jump to be in?
I hope. Yeah, again, I challenged him on that. He knows that, so it's not a secret. It's not like, you know, it's a private meeting or anything. I challenged him on that, just taking that next step and being more consistent and just developing good habits every day. He's been better lately, and again, you don't challenge somebody that you don't feel has that skill set. You never take them out of their talent zone. You know, but we do have to take Denzel out of his comfort zone. And so I know John Vilma has talked to him about that in the past, this summer, and hopefully we'll just keep pushing him. And again, sometimes that happens when guys play early. But as I remind them, you played, but you played you know, on teams that were okay. Now we need you to play championship football. We need you to play next level football. That's what we're trying to challenge him with right now.
Are you really hoping he'll take control and be almost the face of the defense, to be the guy that...
He should be one of them. I mean, he's explosive. He's got his weight up now. He's 240. He's fast, and he's smart, you know. So, I would hope that now he's starting to, you know, he had a lot of bad luck last year. You know, we forget. You know, for all that's said and done, he missed, you know, a number of games and, you know, had to leave a number of games. So, he had, you know, with that ankle, that was tough. But hopefully he'll stay healthy for us.
No, you'd be wrapped up in what's on the field, obviously, Friday, but how much is Friday night, on some level, kind of a tribute to Howard, you know, getting it started here and obviously literally getting it started up there?
Again, that was the genesis of the game, that we would celebrate what he has done for both programs and really starting both programs, right, at the end of the day, you know. So, again, great deal of respect. He's a man who owes me nothing but treats me with great respect and imparts great wisdom every time I see him, and you know, really approachable. So we're blessed to have him in our family. I know FAU probably feels the same way, and what a great moment for him on Friday, and certainly as the guy who got this started, you know, kicked off here in South Florida.
How do you feel about the depth at wideout?
Our depth, again, we don't have a lot of wide receivers on scholarship. We need to recruit more wide receivers. I don't think there's any question. But I'm pleased with our depth in terms of the guys that we have. But we don't have, like many schools, we don't have, you know, 10, 11, 12 guys on scholarship. I don't know, I think maybe 8 on scholarship, but I'm excited about the guys that are in the rotation right now. And Stacy has made a strong push, but Malcolm is getting back healthy now. Rayshawn Scott, as I said, is coming on. I think Philip Dorsett and Allen have been, you know, very solid. Herb has been, you know, very solid, just being consistent. So again, there's good competition there. We're going to roll all 6 of those guys in. But in terms of our overall depth, I feel like the offensive line there, you know, we really can't incur a lot of injuries there. We don't have that kind of numbers.
Disappointed that you lost John Tavius?
We are, yeah.
And can you talk about that? I
Just
heard
that
you
he
on the
was
radio
dismissed.
today.
He was dismissed.
He was dismissed. It wasn't. He didn't choose to
He was
leave.
dismissed. And that's it. I'm not going to get into it.
I guess the overall scholarship number, where you guys are at now, and obviously the NCAA thing. I mean, have you guys started thinking about that at all in terms of cutting back, or?
Honestly, Manny, I keep saying it. I know it's kind of like the running joke, but I don't. As we sit here, I have no clue what's gonna transpire.
But you guys are well under right now in terms of scholarships, right?
I know we're under.
Okay.
For sure.
Al, can you please talk about FAU? They haven't even started quarterback yet.
Yeah.
How difficult is it to prepare for a team that, one, you've never played before, and two, you're not sure what personnel they're going to have
Yeah.
out there?
Well, number one, either Johnson or Hankerson is who we expect at quarterback, and I think with either one of those, we're going to see a lot of riding the side, a lot of misdirection, more quarterback runs. They did throw the deep ball very well a year ago, and they do have some deep threats in Dukes, McKinney out of the slot, and then I was very impressed with the tight end, Dorvalis. Again, I think 5 of his 30 catches were for touchdowns, so he's a red zone threat. Offensive line is big and strong. I think they average 307 up front. But again, in terms of the offense, I think we're preparing for a lot of quarterback runs, whether that's read option, but that's the approach we're taking. They have a new special teams coordinator, so again, that's why these opening games are tough. You better give all your energy to an opening game because you have no idea what they've been preparing for the last 9 months, and we had a good practice today. We got to continue to have that focus.
Any more questions for Coach Golden?
Yeah, Walter Tucker being switched. How is he doing? And could he? Is it too early? He's just learning.
Walter could play linebacker or fullback for us right now. He's played both for us this camp, so it's really a question of do we get someone nicked up on defense? He might play on defense. If we get someone nicked up at running back, he might play at running back. But we're excited about Walter Tucker. We knew he was strong and explosive, but really, changes direction really well, and obviously an accomplished hurdler. And you see that athleticism on the field, and usually you don't see that with guys his height. Usually the hurdlers are 6'2", 6'3", but he's very compact, explosive, and athletic. So excited about Walter Tucker for sure.
Now, a little off topic here, but players said they at 5:30 in the morning over summer they get emails or text. I'm not sure texts or emails or something from you.
From me?
Yeah, motivation. Were those on automatic? I'm sure.
I'm up.
Every morning at 5:30.
I'm up. Yeah.
Do you still do
You want me to put you on that day?
Actually, it'd be good to get a little motivational.
See you guys Friday. Thank you.